Good morning. Do you know the number of schools we have in this country today? Any guesses? 5,000? 50,000? 5 lakhs? Well, there are over 1.3 million schools in India. When we think of a school, we probably think of the private school, the English medium school that we attended in our school days. 87% of our school system are in rural India. 90% of them are government schools. We are here today to talk about those million schools in our villages. The population of United States is 330 million as of 2016. That's just the entire student population of this country. Put together the entire population of Australia and Japan, that represents around 200 million, the children studying in the age group of 1 to 12. The population of Germany or France is around 75 to 77 million, is the children who are studying in the age group of 10 to 14. Thanks to the phenomenal focus and the efforts of our government, we can be proud as a nation that we have ensured 98% enrollment of children into the school. Every child in the country today have access to education. There is a primary school within 1 kilometer in every village. There is a Paka building for the child to move in. Water and electricity are made available. Yes, of course, they can function better. The nutrition, food is available through midday meal schemes. The uniforms, school books are provided. What is a child learning effectiveness in these schools? What are the learning outcomes? Are they on expected levels? Is it a priority? Maybe yes. But they are definitely suboptimal, way lower than what is expected. Can you believe 72% of children in grade 5 do not know two-digit division. Over 50% of grade 5 students cannot read a standard 2 text. And I'm not talking about English here. So who are these children? What is their social background? What is their economic background? Guess what? Irrespective of the above, the talent, the intelligence and the desire to learn is exactly the same as any children of this age group across the world. And so are the aspirations of the parents. As a society, we are doing a gross injustice in depriving them of access to good quality education. Can we make the technology work for them to gain the best in class quality in education? To break the cycle of poverty? To meet their aspirations for a better standards of life? The root cause of the poor learning outcome can be traced to the sheer lack of good quality teachers in these rural villages. Well, there may not be necessarily teachers available in the villages. We believe there are people available elsewhere in towns, cities and passionate about teaching, wanting to give back to the society. On one side. Now on the other side, India has been witnessing a tremendous telecom revolution and more so in the recent years of broadband penetration. As we speak, more than 100,000 panchayats are already connected via fiber optic backbone 3G wireless networks. And you have the children who are starting to learn. So can we be the bridging platform, connecting those disparately available capacity of people of Indian origin across the world as volunteers, aggregate, orchestrate and channelize to these remote and rural villages via digital classrooms? A connected world of education through technology. E-Vidya Loka. The idea of E-Vidya Loka, the innovation here is not just about online teaching. It's there in existence for the last 2 decades. It's the underneath model of delivery that makes it happen in the remote and rural village. We could look at it as like 3 or 4 key tenets. We do it only in the rural villages where the government school is the only learning avenue for the child and enabling access to quality education in the most needed location. We will not reach the village or the school directly, but engage with a local entity or a person who actually has a lot more interest in seeing their society successful, typically an NGO partner, and where the person or the entity has established a trust and relationship with the school and the local community ecosystem and bring instant access to the children in those schools. And E-Vidya Loka would focus on actually reaching out to the volunteers, mobilizing them, managing the academic processes and ensure they own the learning outcome of the child. This creates a great win-win synergy and a model of a click and mortar. The third is the medium of instruction will be same as that of what is there in the state curriculum. Hence, a volunteer teacher here is not only required to speak, but he or she can also read and write. And last but not the least, it's all about connecting people. Can eVidyaloka be an empowering platform for us to come around as a society, together participate in this solutioning process? Eventually, the 45 minutes of the class between the volunteer teacher and the 15 to 20 children, and they take direct responsibility for the same. So how it works? It's really very simple. We approach the village where there is an entity or a local trusted person is available. Broadband connectivity is available in the school, and the school has a classroom which can be equipped with the digital classroom. It's a very simple non-invasive setup where there is a CPU connected to a large screen with a wide-angle camera with noise cancellation mic and an integrated UPS system to address the power issues. Of course, with an internet modem and connected. The children come into the classroom like a normal classroom, and instead of physical teacher, they will see a teacher on the screen with whom they can interact and engage. As the school gives 2 to 3 hours of their time when the children can be available in the digital classroom, the eVidyaloka reaches out to the volunteers and appeals for 2 hours of their time in a week, 2 1-hour slots during Indian school hours of their choice of day and convenience. eVidyaloka aggregates just such 5 to 7 volunteer teachers and make a holistic offering of math, science and English to 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th grade students. What goes into the class is same as that of the state board curriculum, but enriched by digital media contents like videos, images, pictures and activities. The entire process of this remote learning teaching is discovered as a process model that is automated into a comprehensive technology platform called eVidyaloka's Jupyter. This removes all the complexities involved, both the volunteer and the children, both on the school side and on the volunteer side. This is not a substitute or an alternative, but clearly complements or supplements to the efforts that is happening in the school and therein filling the gap. Okay, so now how do we know whether the child is learning or not in this medium? Well, indeed the first myth was broken in the initial phase of piloting way back in 2011 was that the children are actually the key enablers of making this work and brings in the least resistant as they come with a completely unbiased mind. And then of course the following parameters are measured on how many classes are delivered and how many, against what is being planned, how many teachers are allocated and how effective are they, and what is the attendance of the children to the class as a universal parameter of measuring quality education, and of course the tangible learning outcome of the child through a formal learning assessment on the topics that are being taught. What started off as one village